And thank you all for coming to the 7th National Science and Leadership Festival. We are happy and excited to have you all. It has been a very long day, hectic and fruitful day, and we're looking forward to another tomorrow. But this is basically another aspect of the SciLead activity. So here is like the evening reflection, and we try to know each other better networking, closer networking, and then a little bit of delving into the panels that we missed out on today. So we will be having a little bit of experts view on leadership, and as young people it's important.
Okay, I'm just hearing on one side, hello. All right. So we had a good first day today, and we've had many people from different parts of the world here today. We have people coming as far as Saudi Arabia, others are coming from the US, others from Jamaica, others are other things. So we have people who are here, but we need to get to know each other. Who was with us last year for SciLead? So most of you know the routine, what we do up here. So part of coming to SciLead is also about building your own capacity. It's not just to come and do things during the day, interact with young people and all that stuff, but it's also about you. How do we build the me? How do we build ourselves to be and increase on our own possibilities so we can become much more successful in life? And so this evening I have a short icebreaker, and we are all going to introduce ourselves to another person here, but it will be slightly differently. So we'll be stealing each other's identity. You steal the other person's identity, and then when you move to the next person, you are going with that identity and introduce yourself to the next person using that identity. So I want to kind of have like a guinea pig, someone I can ask to do a slight demonstration here, how we'll do this. And at the end of the day, just like Patricia said, you should have been able to cover 10 people here, get to know 10 people, have their information in your hands. By tomorrow, you should be able to know all those people. Those people should be people you know. All right, so I don't know who I would have as a volunteer for us to start, but maybe I'll go back to my favorite guinea pig, Patricia. Will help me out here. So let's start. All right. So the way we'll do this is you will say, or I will introduce myself to Patricia, and she will also introduce herself to me. And the idea is I tell Patricia 3 things about myself. She tells me 3 things about herself. And then I move on to the next person. And when I move to the next person, I'm no longer Alhaji, I am Patricia.
Yeah, so okay. I'm from here too.
You're from Kwenadugu?
Yes, I'm from Kwenadugu.
Ah, okay. Well, I was born in Ganya village, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was born in Freetown.
You were born in Freetown?
Yes.
So you're a city girl?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. So, okay, I dabble as a DJ sometimes.
Oh, nice. Well,
right.
my background is media and
media?
communications. Yes.
Media and communications.
I was a mainstream journalist.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, where were you working?
At AYV. I worked for AYV for 5 years.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. All right, so I'm a founder of Project 1808, an organization in Kwenadugu district. Yeah.
Oh, I've heard about Project 1808. They're doing a fantastic job. Thank you for that.
Fantastic. Nice to meet you. Your name again? Patricia. Okay, Alhaji.
Yes.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. You. How are you doing?
Hello.
Okay, my name is Patricia. How are you?
Fine.
Okay.
My name is Anna.
Anna, nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Okay, I am.
Okay, I'm from Kwenadugu.
No, I'm from Kwenadugu.
Freetown.
been a fun and very educative session. But I'd like to call on the experts of this session, the experts of this session, DJ Dr. Alhaji, Pan-Africanist in Jai. Please come and
wow, what a beautiful title.
I think everything that I wanted to say, everybody has said that. I think everything that we've gone through, I think you can see the interaction that happened. It never, people went on, we got to know each other. It's also about focusing, as Dr. Sue said, listening, being able to listen. It's also about how communication flows from one to the other, how things are switched, because from one person to the other it becomes different, and then it's all about paying attention to little details and understanding one another and getting to know each other better, because sometimes we only know a little bit about each other, and then sometimes it becomes the danger of creating more assumptions. And so it's kind of broadening that window around us that people know. So sometimes we have these 4 windows around us. The one window is what everyone sees about you. People look at you, they say, that person is an introvert, is quiet, he's like, or she is like that, or he is like that. Everybody knows that part, they sees it. There is a part of you that is hidden, and you've deliberately, or subconsciously, hid it from everybody else. Nobody else knows it, but you know it, you have it, but others don't know they have it, that you have it. And there is a part of you that is also blind to you. Maybe others are seeing it and you are not seeing it.
So we will be having dinner here. The food is coming up shortly. We'll have pap and pepper soup. We have a leadership discussion from people that are considered to be experts on that particular area. As young people here, we need to learn what makes a good leader and what are some of the types and strategies of great leadership. I'm not talking about, if you're thinking I'm only talking about politics when I'm talking about leadership, that's not the only thing about leadership. Not about being a politician. You can be a leader even in your classroom now as a student. Even here now you can portray some leadership attributes. So we have experts who've been doing trainings on this particular area and teachings on leadership and all of that. So Dr. Njai will introduce them to us, and we just have a little bit of discussion around that.
To for tomorrow to learn more, and then to be able to bring that back to make me a better teacher.
You are part of what station today?
Leadership.
Okay. Good. Yes. Facilitators, tomorrow I'll go and tell the kids that even you guys cannot talk if you ask them questions tomorrow. Trust me, this is on record, Please capture everything. If you ask them question and they don't answer, you will not scold them.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. This is what happens that Hillview stays at Hillview.
Yes. Okay, so good evening, everybody. Jonathan Kagbo. For me, this is my first time to be part of SciLead, and I was opportune to be one of the facilitators at the camp of the UNCRC, which is the United Convention on the Rights of a Child. I and Andrea. And for me personally, what the kids what they did today was very warming. What we are about to teach them, some of them already knew. In fact, they were there guiding us on things to do. What were some of the laws that guides them, and what were the things that they should know. In fact, they know their rights and responsibility. All we did there was to, tip the things that they don't know. And for me personally, that's overwhelming. And I really enjoyed the session with the two groups we had. So for me, that's really what I learned today.
So, my name is Lucinda Teresa Boma. Okay. Are you there? Yeah. Okay, my name is Lucinda Teresa Boma. In brackets, Sweet Lou 12.
Wow.
I'm an artist, I'm a model, I'm a dancer,
Wow.
I'm everything.
Wow.
And also, what I want to say is the experience I had today with the kids. I thought that they wouldn't be interested in what I was doing because I was teaching live art. I love that I teach them what they needed to know. They asked me questions, and the way they show me love, they made me have so much ambition for doing more and more of youth empowerment in Sierra Leone and all over the world. So I'm happy to be part of Project 1808 because without Project 1808, this won't be possible for me today.
Yeah.
So thank you, Dr. Ondai. Thank you.
Hello everyone. My name is Alpha Bibari. I am the team lead, director and team lead for Community Solidarity to Improve Life Sierra Leone. And of course, I was part of the leadership department today. I work with Amy Screamer. It was really amazing. It was an exciting moment for us. Passionately, what I learned there, the session was very much interactive. The children were able to show skills that they are capable of solving their own problems. Indeed, what we discovered as a development practitioner, that myself and Emmy, we had to agree that by tomorrow we sit together and decide to make a change so that the concept, we use the local concept, that we're able to fit into our own educational system. What was brought in was far-fetched, but what is happening here, to able to match into our system, we have to review that one. We agree on that. It was so excellent. Thank you very much.
Yes, yes. My brother.
That's awesome.
Sudan?
Yeah, Sudan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Brother from Sudan.
Hello everyone. Yeah, my name is Al Hadi. I am from Sudan and working in Saudi Arabia currently. I am an obstetrician gynecologist by profession. It is my pleasure and I am so proud to be a part of such wonderful activity. This is the first time to me to be in Sierra Leone, and thank you Prof Haji for the invitations. It is a really wonderful project. I'm sure that everything will go on, and after 5 years the situation will not be in this area like now. We are going to show more bright leaders. Today I attend the session of leadership with Professor Haji, and which inspired me is that students, and especially the girl, they are full of hope, full of leaderships, full of facing the challenges. They want to be a leaders. They want to learn more. They want to impact those who are around them. I ask them, what message you want to deliver to others? Everyone here, he want to deliver the message to his peers, and this is peer learning. But all of us work to achieve it, and also they want to deliver this message for their parents, their friends, their sister, also their brothers. So, in conclusions, I am afraid of some things, but I am sure it will not be happen. I am sure it will happen. The sustainability of the project, the stability of these programs, and I am sure the sustainability is going on because of the dynamic leaderships representative in Prof Haji and his teams, and this project that I am sure it is will going on will success so much. After 5 years the situation it will never be like now. It will be far away, more than we are dreaming. Thank you for everyone for welcoming here, and thank you for our colleague from US. And I think we learn from you so much. We learn from you so much. Thank you so much.
Actually, throughout the session, I was moving around because I was doing live streaming of the whole activity, and so at some point I went to support the medicine and nursing because I'm a registered nurse and a public health officer. And the interesting part about the session was the kids were well informed about drugs and substance abuse. For me, it's kind of hopeful for our next generation because we all see the adverse impact of this drug abuse on the youth of this country. So they were able to identify, they were able to call and also explain the negative impact of some of these drugs. So for me, I was impressed. So it was very, very inspiring for me. Thank you.
Stage name Dulman, a musician, songwriter, and a sound engineer, and a final year student at the National SciLead University of Science and Technology studying social work. Today, my role there in the festival as one of the facilitators. The session was so interactive, and I learned that every human being is unique because looking at what the kids displayed there, Sweet Lulu started the session, and I continue, and these our sisters also do that. And I noticed that some kids have interest over what Sweet Lulu was saying, while some have interest what I was saying, while some have interest what this lady was saying. So that shows that more of practical, the kids need practical, more of examples. So if you give them more examples, they will learn better. So I think that's what I learned, and it was...
Sure. The section today reminds me of a lot of things that in the classroom, particularly today, we have different levels of education learners. Some of them are class SS1, some of them in ESS, and so on and so on. But it reminds me that as long as the methods of passing on the information is correct, learners will learn. And this particular section reminds me of community education. In the community, as educators, any kind of field, you go to educate people, you don't even know their levels. You pass on information where they can understand. So that goes to say, as teacher, educator, you must understand that you have to give better methods to your learners. Otherwise, things cannot go on well. And in fact, it reminds me that with this project, people will get motivation of learning. Because look at the kids, some of them are in JSS1, and we are teaching the same level, the same strength, and they are getting the same answer. The outcome was revealed when they were asking them, Madam, the moderator was asking them afterwards to tell us what did they understand out of the section. So please, whenever you are passing information, make sure give the real knowledge to them, they can understand. And in fact, the best thing is that Africans learn abstract from abstract. All of these things they are doing, our colleagues from the US, they can agree that most of these things they see pictures. But we are telling them, at the instant they understand.
My name is Bilal Jallo, popularly known as BJ.
International. That's a BJ.
So,
International.
US yeah, 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 yeah. All right. My name is Bilal Jallo. I'm a sociologist, researcher, and businessman. Also, an international creative writer and director. I got my inspiration when I came to Kabbalah 2017, the first SciLead festival.
Yes.
You know, I looked at Professor Njai, say, if this man able to do this, I said I need to take up a challenge. And the challenge I took when I attended the first festival was to revive theater in Sierra Leone. And now theater is everywhere in Sierra Leone. Yes. So please give kudos to Dr. Njai. You know, so 3 bows are for Project 1808 and Dr. Njai. Bosa! 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 One more time. Bosa! 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 So please, what I saw today from Project 1808 is perseverance. Hello? Perseverance. The first SciLead, Professor Njai said something. I want to keep on doing this every year. But we are having constraint with support. And most of the things he did out of his pockets. You know, I think I went to all the stations. You know, I saw the kids answering questions, especially the leadership. You know, some of them, they were asking them, who is the leader? You know, they start answering the questions. You know, photography, asking questions. You know, so imagine, if you lie, you know, just like what Shea was saying, you have to be factual, you know, of the things you say. You know, Pan-African. Big, so sometimes we get confused about Pan-African leaders.
In order for someone to believe in themselves, to believe that they can be a leader, that they can show the way, someone has to believe in them first. And so that needs to be our first job. We need to believe in the young people. Because if we believe in them, they'll believe in themselves, and then they will do amazing things. I've been fortunate to see it so many times as a teacher through my career, and so that's what we're trying to share, and I'm just so thankful to be here and learn from everyone here about how better to share that message with young people, because that's what gives us hope, right? So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Definitions out there about leadership, but the simplest one is really, I talk about integrity, and that is one thing that even the young kids in our session today understood. Fairness and justice. Integrity, what I do when no one is looking at you. And so these are the type of things that I really struggle with when I look at the nation itself, you know, the Sierra Leone as a whole. And I try to picture myself, what can I do to help the next generation out there? And there are so many things out there again, if I can go back, but before I go into leadership, my brother has talked a whole lot about our relationship. And life did not start out here in Kabbalah. You know, most of you think that we were born and raised here. This is our second home after a tiny village very close to the Guinea border. Have you ever heard about Ghana? Nobody, probably very few of you. That is where life all started. Okay? Just like some of our schools here, we in fact never saw electricity until we reached out here. We never saw television until we reached maybe Frobe College, 1992, when MPRC took over. Okay, let alone now a dialed telephone. So a lot of people will say, Dr. Njai, these are all professors out there, supporting and soap. No, we started from a very humble background. But thanks to the support that we have, that is about leadership. Our parents saw something, okay, that said, this is the future, that the Western education is the way forward. We want you to pay attention to this. Okay, and they gave us all the support when we needed to come to Kabbalah because the family was growing, no space to put all of us. They said, no, let's buy a house here. So we had a home over there and we had a second home out here in Sisebo, the one that you are using. That is how we came here, and this is now our own adopted home. There was no photocopier here. When we are studying together, I will go and pick all the geography books, okay? And I will ask him to help me copy because we are taking notes from all over. There is no way to photocopy something, so now I will leave my own Form 5 notes with him, and he will be copying them for me while I'm studying history. So what happened now, when he passed through this stage now, he went to Colenten, which is where? In Cambia. Imagine I will leave Frobe College. He was now going to Form 5, I'm thinking. And I will leave from Frobe College, come down to Cambia, help him with geography that I know, economics, and few of the subjects that I'm very comfortable with. That is the way we studied. It is no magic. You have to sweat. Okay? Maybe Einstein said, or someone said, it's 99% perspiration, 1% what? Inspiration. So we really have to work very hard, because when I look at people say, oh, Amy, but this one is from a very wealthy, but most of us are from very humble background. So what we really need to think about leadership, don't go too far. Look at yourself. Let's develop all of our own multiple intelligences. The IQ took me right through Kabbalah to Frobe College and then to United States of America. The rest, what we call emotional intelligence.
In South Africa, Nelson Mandela. Yeah, this is a diversity of knowledge, and we can't build on this for leadership, because they learn from different perspectives, so they have a good base and a solid base for leadership. This is my first talk, as my first section in this talk. The second, really, it is about bad leaderships, and I can conclude or can finish close with a good leadership. My country, Sudan, now it is under fairs. It is underwent. There is destructive civil wars now running in the country. My mother university is now under fairs. No, even one document is safe. My village is now also under fairs. My people also has been divided, either intern displaced people or has become refugees to other countries. And this because of how bad leadership work. We have the two military people. They don't know how to use their resources. They don't know how to use their powers. They don't know how to use the money on their hand. So they are struggles, and they destroyed everything. Now our country is collapsing. So these are leaderships, but the bad leaderships. So we have to learn from this event how to use our leaderships, how wisely use our resources, how wisely to lead our peoples, how wisely to use this for the improvement and development of your people, your community, your country, and how to control people around you.
Arrange resources for them, but also realize that you may not see every flower bloom. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you have failed as a leader. It means that you've planted a seed. And sometimes seeds bloom really quickly and you see the fruit. And sometimes the seeds need many years of nurturing and watering, and there's multiple people that tend to that garden. And down the road you're gonna see that flower bloom. And know that you are part of planting that seed or nurturing that garden. And that's part of being a leader. A leader is a change agent as well. So sometimes you have to build the relationships. That's very important. Use the emotional intelligence, and then also get folks when you need to, not all the time, but when it is imperative to make that change, is to help them and guide them to follow. And you do it out of respect, you do it out of love, you do it out of showing the vision and the why, not because you say, I'm the leader. Saying I'm the leader is not being a leader. It's how you act and how you treat others and how you bring others to see the importance of the change and to make that change. Leaders never stop learning and never stop reflecting. There isn't a week that doesn't go by that I have my journal out thinking about that week, the highs of the week and the lows of the week, and what did I learn and what would I not do again, because I owe that to the folks that I work with. I owe that to the folks that I live with. I owe that to everyone in the world, because we coexist.
And what leadership is not. And I think it's time I'll begin to open this up to the everyone here, because this is what it is about. And so we'll begin to take in your questions, make it very brief, because we have another day to go and do SciLead tomorrow. So keep it brief. We'll have a lot more time to to engage with one another and keep engaging and mentoring. This is not a one-off activity. I think my dad used to have the most difficult time between myself and my brother in the room, because he always wants us to sleep at a certain time, and we are talking. We keep talking, and then he comes to the room, aren't you guys asleep yet? Then we come and, you know, we kind of hide, we cover our blanket and take the book and begin to hide and read under. But I think this stuff is what is missing these days among, you know, our intergenerational and also ideation, opportunities to ideate. When I talk about these platforms for knowledge exchange, intellectual discussions, we are losing that in Sierra Leone. That platform is less and less there. And I think for me, that's the huge benefit I had growing up with someone who read leadership, read geography, read history, read you know, Pan-Africanism, read all sorts of things. And I was just like digesting these things, and I was just like, you know, my brother will explain to me an entire book on Franz Fanon, and I actually didn't have to read it again. so I'll skip the library from reading that book. But again, I wanted to recognize somebody who stepped in here, who is also another great mentor. I don't know if he's still around here, Engineer Jeff. Okay, one of the greatest Pan-Africanists in Sierra Leone, one of the greatest engineers in Sierra Leone. Yes. He's mentored us, and these are guys I learned Pan-Africanism from, and probably also has led most of the constructions of roads in Sierra Leone. He has done all these roads. So he is a great mind. So he's here with us. So this is another good thing to see. Like, we have people, and not only an engineer, but a great Pan-Africanist. And he stays with the cause. So I will now ask questions, for questions to come, and maybe ask Patricia to help me with that, you know, to receive people who are asking questions. But your comments, keep it brief, people, keep it brief. Thank you. Okay, I open up. Yes.
Once again, Jonathan Kagbo here, and my question, this one too, is every panelist, or each and every one of them. We know, being a youth or a young person, it's very difficult for you to be in any leadership role. And my question is, what will it take a young individual or a young person for them to portray a good leadership skill in order, you know, to give out a good leadership overview of everything that they are putting on?
I want to know, how do you deliver feedback to people around you, and how do you accept feedback from others? Because I find that personally, hearing the opinions of others about what I've done, or giving my opinion to others on what they've done, is very overwhelming. So how do you respond, and how do you deliver feedback?
I actually wrote this down because of what Paige said. What is the balance between decisiveness and collaboration in leadership?
My question would be, over the years, from experience, I know there are a lot of leadership qualities or types. For example, we have the situational leadership, we have the autocratic leadership style, we have that of the transitional leadership, and bureaucratic, democratic as well, among others, to name but a few. So, what can you recommend to young guys like us, or which of this leadership would be the best to practice? Thank you very much.
All right.
Hi. Okay, so in order to become leaders, there are routes or a path to follow, yeah? But as young people, we feel as though we have a lot of time, and we're also interested in a lot of things. So transitioning from being interested in so much and then moving to say, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm interested in geology, I want to follow software engineering, and blah, blah, blah. What's a technique that young people can use when you have so many interests and a lot of time to spare? Yeah.
Great man, good question.
Geologist. And I have a personal question to ask. It is very, very kind of important. We used to say our past leaders have destroyed our country. So what are the steps we need to take as a youth to change this mindset? That is number one question. And the last one, I have many questions, but let me just limit it to two. The last one, I want you to explain if leaders are born or they are made. Thank you very much.
All right.
Good questions. So I teach a class that talks a lot about what Papa was talking about, where we learn about how to talk to people. That's the first step. You have to practice. It's a skill. It's not something you're born with. It is made. Leaders are made every day, all the time. And so, but it takes practice. It's not easy. It's like anything. You need to learn the skills and then practice those skills. And so we can recommend some books, right? Actually, Stephen Covey got a lot of his ideas from Dale Carnegie, who wrote the first book about how to win friends and influence people. It's a seminal book. It was written in the 30s, and it's still one of the best books out there about how to be an effective communicator. And what his number one message is the way to be an effective communicator is to have respect for others. If you have respect for others, they're going to want to hear from you. And that's what you need to do as a leader. You need to, they have to want to hear what you have to say. And the only way you can do that is by showing them respect.
For me and my style, I like to empower those now at this level of leadership to think about and solve their own problems and be the person that they can bounce stuff off of so that it can empower them to become stronger leaders themselves. So I see that as a collaboration. I also encourage multiple areas of the college to work together. So if somebody comes to me with an issue or an idea, one of the first questions I'll say is, who else have you talked to? Because I want to make sure that they're making connections across the college, even in areas they would think that it doesn't connect. I'm like, hey, go talk to this person and really empower that. However, through that, it's building those relationships and building the trust and the authenticity, because there are times where those tough decisions have to be made. And so while I lead with the collaboration and I lead with empowerment, there are the times, and they're less than most, but you have to make that really tough decision and say, I'm really sorry, I know this is tough, and this is what it's going to be, and this is how we're going to do it. But I use that very, very sparingly, because it's just not my leadership style. I think having people understand and why, but also recognize that it is our responsibility as a leader sometimes to make that really decisive decision and help people then understand the why behind it. So that kind of bounces off to one of the other questions, is change. I think change mindset was one of the next to last questions, and that really comes down to helping folks understand not what the change is, but why. What's the need? And you have to appeal to both the data folks, and you've got to appeal to folks that lead with emotion. So you got to tell and create a story around the data, provide the numbers, and then you gain an understanding of the why. That change mindset is much easier to bring along. And also realize that you're not going to get 100% of people on the bandwagon. It just isn't going to happen. But what you're looking for is the critical mass of folks. Because once you get to the critical mass of folks, you're good. Sue and I had some great experiences with that early on in our time at Lake Michigan College. We had a huge grant that we're trying to redesign all of the science curriculum. And first we had colleagues that said, you're never going to get that grant. And then we did. And then they were like, we'll never actually do what they said. And we're like, okay. So we built, and we would go and sit in people's offices, talk to them one-on-one, and one by one we could, get them onto the bandwagon. There might have been a couple that didn't get on, but guess what? The majority did, and so they were pulled along, and that change has been phenomenal for students and the way that they learn, and it's hands-on and Socratic. You have to have the vision of the change and explain why the change, and then use your personal relationships to move forward. There was a question about youth quality, I think first question, and I would say preparing and learning early on to be comfortable creating the group you're with and the people you want to be around that might be better than you. In the sense of they might be smarter, they might have more resources, they might have better ideas. But being comfortable surrounding yourself with people with different skills that might exceed your skills, that's the quality to start as a youth. Because as soon as you're comfortable with that and you know who you are, what you can do as a leader is unstoppable, because you want to surround yourself with the best people for the problem that you're solving. It's no longer an ego thing. It's about the core. What are you trying to change? Not about you.
This is one of my most favorite parts of SciLead. So because I learn more from this engagement, you know, and tonight has been filled with that, and I've gotten some good book recommendations. So it's been great. Helping people understand not what the change is, but why and the need for it. I think that's my take home from Paige and all of the discussions here we've had. So it's the same schedule as today. We have breakfast in the morning, and then we head to the event location at Red Cross by Loma School. Red Cross Loma School, if you're just coming tonight. So and then we go through the day and then come back home for lunch, and then in the evening dinner and make the similar session. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you all. If you have questions, we have the WhatsApp group. Please direct your questions, or if you need help with anything. If you're a stranger here, this is home, but if you need help with anything, you can contact us via WhatsApp. Yeah? My name is there, Patricia Conte, so I'm not hard to find.